All right, good afternoon, everyone. Big Worm COO Serge Satora here at Metafide. With me is co-founder and CEO Frank Spicer, and I also have one of your trusty moderators, Roaming Crypto. Welcome both. Yeah, so we had an interesting space today. We talked about Bitcoin's movements today. We talked about some news that may be moving the markets. We also talked about an interesting position that's out there that as of right now is still maybe open. And we also talked about how human interaction drives AI in our game. And we also talked about my very quick foray into semi-professional soccer. So we had a pretty good day today in the space. So,
Yeah, we covered a
Frank,
lot. Covered a lot.
where do you want to start?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that's the greatest moment on a soccer pitch that I've ever seen. It definitely is something that I think of every once in a while, and it just makes me happy. But yeah, so it was great to see that. But importantly today, it was great for us to explain to the community the concept of AI applied to financial markets and how it works, and essentially how we're using AI to improve both of our the way we interact with not only the games, but how the games interact with the financial markets in general, and try to start to describe the size of the Metafide project, right? Where it's not just a small little thing, like it's got big applications. We're just doing it in a really fun way, and that's kind of the way I think this should go. The other thing that I wish that I had gotten through on the space, though, is to note that we're using real AI in a real way. We're not just people developing against, GPT or, Gemini or whatever. Like, if you're one of those kind of developers, you might be building useful things, but you're not essentially an AI developer. You're an API developer using AI tools where we actually have real tech with our own research and our own methods to do it. So um, I wanted to make sure that we got that in there. And yeah, I think in general, explaining to people in a transparent way how their participation in this gets rewarded and how that is returned to the people who provide the most value is something that we want to make sure that we keep reiterating, because there's a lot of room for people to get involved here, and there's a lot of ways to be rewarded.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's great. I think we talked about sort of the importance that sort of, everyone rises together, right? Holding on to the FIDE token, staying involved in the game. The competition really mimics sort of that trading environment that's out there, and that really helps our signal. And we want to thank and embrace our community back. So, Roman, from your perspective, what are your key takeaways from today?
I think the biggest takeaway for me was that reinforcing that clarity of actually why we care about people playing the games, right? Like it's not just about driving people into, say, Fight Surge, which is coming out soon. Uh, it's about the signal that they're generating for us. How do we encourage the best people to come into the game to get the best signal out of that to help drive those signals that we're using on the back end to trade with Treasury, etc., and then using those profits, as you touched on the space, Frank, to do buybacks and burns of the token, and how that then helps those fight holders, etc. So I think there's a real powerful utility around every step of that process, from the game players to the token holders, and how it all fits together, and that it's not just an entertainment play, I guess, right? That's the key piece of it. It's there, you can win real rewards, and there's real utility backing it up.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things where the more the game goes on, the higher the stakes get, and the more competition there is to accrue FIDE token, but also the greater reward there is for holding FIDE token. So it sort of self-reinforces the clarity coming through the signal, just by sheer economics. So, it's one of those things where math wins again. Serge and I say that all the time. But yeah, it's if you just trust math, it's going to be okay.
We like to say that a lot as we're seeing our alpha. And by the way, we had a great alpha test yesterday and saw some amazing returns. And we saw the mathematical model really come to life. And that's our term, like math wins
Yeah.
again. So that that was really great to see. So I think with that, I think it's time to wrap up this recap. And for those of you who didn't, go ahead, Frank.
One thing also, we said if you don't hold on to your FIDE and you just get rid of it at the token launch, we told you so. So it's the last time we're probably going to do it because it's just getting to become a broken record. But we went out there and told everybody exactly what we intend to do and how it'll work. So if you don't choose to hold on to it or try to play it in the game to get more, then that's kind of your decision, but it's on you.
That's right. If you didn't hear me on the space today, I'm going to be like Willy Wonka, just like, no, don't do that. Danger, stop. And if you didn't notice, I also am not wearing sleeves today. We said this in my employment contract.
That's right.
I have the option to wear or not wear sleeves. I opted for the non-sleeves today.
Solid decision. Yep.
Pretty solid. All right. Until next time. See you guys on Tuesday.
Peace
See you
out.
guys.